Hey everyone, welcome back to Bourbon Bums, presented by Greene Valley Wine Spirits, 344 Commons Drive in Bolingbrook, Illinois. I am HBAC, the head bum in charge, along with Master Taster Baloney. And January is starting off hot. We just did Woodford Double Double. Now we got the new release for Old Forester 1924, the second release in this line.
Yeah. Back when it originally released last year, 1924 was the oldest age-stated Old Forester out there. They're doubling it back this year. They said it's going to be a regular release of the Whiskey Row lineup, although the rest of the Whiskey Row you're able to find on shelves nationwide, wherever you buy your liquor. This, I haven't been able to find. I wasn't able to get a bottle last year. This year, thankfully, Jason, you said, hey, I already got one. This is mine. And I'm excited about it. People went crazy for it last year. Maybe it was jealousy. Maybe it was because I couldn't find a bottle. I'm like, it can't be that good. But it was pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm agree with you on that, because I thought I heard the same thing, that it was going to be an everyday shelfer in the Whiskey Row lineup. And then I didn't see anything. I was like, okay, here's the release. And then, they're going to ramp up production. And then, summer, fall, it's going to be on the shelf every day. So people were like, yeah, I didn't get it. But they were like, I'm not worried. I'll eventually get it when it gets released. And then it never came out. And now next thing you know, it's, hey, January, boom, here's 1924 again. So I don't know, Old Forester, make up your minds. Come on, guys. Like, is it every day? Is it once a year? Like,
and to be honest with you, there's a case to be made both ways, right? So if you keep it a limited offering and people go, the hype is there, it's easy way to jack up costs and say, hey,
Well, yes, because this one comes in MSRP 130.
Exactly.
So they kind of realized, maybe they saw the numbers that came back and like, maybe we don't, because like all the other whiskey rolls, you're paying 45, 55, 65, $60, I think around 50, 65. But yeah, now they're like throwing an extra $60 in there, getting your money. And
the people like me arguing last year is like, well, if Russell's Reserve 10 sits everywhere, and even like something like Eagle Rare is a 10-year like age dated, which you used to be able to find everywhere and not got hype. Now it's slowly, I feel like Eagle Rare's coming back down to earth a little bit.
Yeah.
But like, why can't this be an everyday
Yes, exactly. There's a lot of good 10-year bourbons out there. A lot of good 10-year Bowden and Bond bourbons out there.
Yeah, especially, and now this is me putting my tinfoil hat on, rumor mill. I saw the Bruzel video. I talked about it on a recording maybe 3 weeks ago or so. But the rumor Bruzel started it, at least where I saw it, was that this was basically just 10-year early time stock that they had from when Brown-Forman got rid of early times.
Oh.
So, Brown-Forman got rid of early times, sold it to Sazerac, but they're like, well, we still got early times juice. The 10-year-old early times turns into this. It would be good. Maybe that's just a rumor, but it makes sense too.
Hey, you never know. You never know what goes on in those barrel warehouses.
I like rumors.
Yeah, little conspiracy theory. All right, so yeah, Bowden and Bond, 10-year, 100 proof. I mean, it's Old Forester, so nothing else we need to really say about this. But we're going to do a little something here. We're going to taste this one. And then we're going to see how it matches up to last year's. So you're getting
side by side action?
Yeah, you're getting a little twofer here today. So
I like that. All right,
so let's get the nose on this.
Especially the Whiskey Row, but the Brown-Forman lineup in general, the Old Forester lineup, the 1920, I used to get like banana bread notes to it. Now, I don't get the banana on this, but there's a little bready aspect to it.
So so I know a lot of people have done the 1910. You've done it before. You've made your 1915.
Yeah, I do like the 1915. I like a little bit of column A, 1910, a little bit of column B, 1920.
So
I like
now that you have this bottle, are you going to do a 1922?
No, because this bottle is so much more expensive and unavailable compared to the other two bottles, which I like. Yeah, so there's a little bit of, not a little bit, but there's a good amount of oak to there. The bready, like not banana bread, but just like bready aspects to it, like a rye bread or something. And then there is still a little bit of caramel, vanilla, fruity. I don't get much fruit to most Old Forester stuff, but there's like a little bit of plum or something to this.
Yeah, the nose is all over the place for me. I'm not trying to. I can't really pick up, but my nosing has always been pretty terrible. I'm not gonna lie. So
What about your fingering?
that's another story.
Hello. It smells good. It smells really good. There's like a sweet oak to it.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna taste this, but before we gotta pay a quick ad. Greene Valley Wine and Spirits in Bolingbrook is the best liquor store in the southwest suburbs. Come see their newly expanded and remodeled location for all your liquor needs. They have a great craft beer selection, an ever-expanding portfolio of tequilas and bourbon, and a new wine rack showcasing the best wines around. And while you're there, stop by their newly added tasting bar to try all the Bourbon Bums store picks before you buy. That's Greene Valley Wine and Spirits, 344 Commons Drive at the corner of Route 53 and I-55 in Bolingbrook. And tell them the bump sent you. All right, thanks, Greene Valley. All right. Cheers. Okay. Ooh, the finish on that is...
Whoa. Ooh. All right. Now, maybe it's me buying into my own hype because last year's bottle was your bottle, and now this year's bottle is my bottle. I like this.
All right. Well, that's why...
All right. So let's get to this bottle first.
We got this coming in a couple of seconds here. So...
the first thing that stood out is not the initial wave of flavor, but the finish. The finish is like all of the good classic finished whiskey, like, you know, like oak and black pepper. Leather.
I get some dark fruit on there.
There's
too.
a little bit of like, I almost got like so I usually get orange zest or orange on rye, specific rye. I get like an orange zest. But there's like an orange marmalade kind of finish. That finish
is awesome on this. Like the palate, like the palate is like it's classic bourbon, but the finish on that, man, that's a very complex finish. Like
there's like the beginning is all like vanilla caramel, but there's also like a butterscotch or like butter.
Classic. Yeah. But that finish is just. That's an intense finish on that.
For 100, like if I were to do this blind, I think it drinks hotter than 100 proof, but in a good way. No ethanol, just like the black pepper and stuff.
Yeah,
I do really like that.
All right, so we're gonna get this a grade in a minute, but before we do,
you want to do the side by side?
We're gonna do a side by side here because we wanted to see how similar they are from last year's release. And we can't do a blind yet because we don't have 3 in the series. So,
okay, yeah, we can't do that blind. I mean, we could do it blind, but also your wife's not home, so we wouldn't be able to do it blind unless we somehow cheated.
That's true.
Or if we get that like crazy spinny wheel that ADHD has.
I mean, I do have the Wheel of Death from Spirit Halloween that I got.
That's too much work. We're just drink for you guys.
All right. So.
They smell different.
Yeah.
I was interested to see how different the profile was going to be.
Nose is vastly different on both of these.
The newer one, 2025, I guess. Yeah, right. We're in 2025. It's like lighter and brighter. This is darker.
Yeah. No, that's a good way to put it.
This is like molasses and like a heavy syrup or something.
Yeah. All right, let's see.
Wow, that's completely different.
That is completely different.
This is really good because I do like the dark aspects to it, but this drinks way lower than 100 proof.
Yeah,
like
I do get it's.
I got like no black pepper.
Yeah,
I didn't get like that.
The finish on this one just. It hits you. It hits you hard. Like you're just like, whoa, like that's a finish. Like this one more subdued. Maybe it's kind of similar, but it's mellowed down a lot.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? We talk about this all the time too. Last year's is almost like an awesome summer whiskey where it's like, you know, it could be hot out, but like it doesn't drink hot, so you can take it out and, you know, sit like outside and drink something.
I'll throw a whiskey stone in it.
Right, yeah. Know? And now this year's, because of that long-lasting finish, is more like the winter fall whiskey. Both really good. I kind of like this year's a little better.
Yeah,
I think there's more
complexity to it. Yeah, I think I would agree with you on that. Now, granted, we just opened this and it hasn't had time to
Yeah, it'd be
to
interesting
breathe,
to try it out in a
but
month or
just
so.
the initial difference in this, it's noticeable, like for both being 10-year, products from Old Forester. Yeah, this year's release, that's an intense finish. Like that's like that just like punches the back. It's like it punches the little dangly thing in the back of your throat.
Yeah. Yeah. All of the flavors are just more pronounced.
Yeah.
They're like,
This is very, if you want to say, I could say the tastes are, I would say probably say the tastes are similar, but this is way more subdued. If this is
Mellow.
like, this is like a 5 or 6, this is like a 9.
Yeah.
Like in the intensity
Yeah.
of the flavors.
yeah, because I remember not wanting to buy into the hype of this. And some people were saying like, oh, it could be whiskey of the year, or like, it punches above its weight. I didn't believe it all that much, but if you're telling me this one might.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think this year's release is a lot better. Just if you really like a complex bourbon,
Yeah. For
that's
100
not-
proof
that's
too.
not-
You're not blowing out your palate.
100 proof. It's not subtle in its flavors.
Yeah.
It hits you, and it makes you like it lingers. Like you're not like, oh, it's gone.
Man. Yeah. The pepper and the oak on this year's is the what's like really
Yeah.
pronounced.
See, I just did another one, and it's just like it's good, but it comes and goes,
Yeah.
and I think you nailed it. It's summer. It's winter.
I like it. Either way.
This is what you say, a crushable bourbon.
Yes, easy sipper, crushable whiskey. This you want to sit and enjoy and kind of
Yeah.
like give it its moment.
Yeah. All right. So taking this back out of the equation
Get
real
out.
quick here. All right. What are we grading this year's release for 1924?
I really like it. I think there's still, and now this is me. We talked about it with the last review we did with the Woodford Double Oaked. I understand. It's bottle and bond. It's 100 proof. If I want more, I should probably do the 1920 and bump it up and stuff like that. But there is just a little bit lacking. Really, really good. Still a little bit lacking. 8.3.
8.3. Okay. I think I'll go a little bit, just a tad higher. I think I'll go 8.5 on it.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's really good.
Like if you're telling me, is it worth the hype? Is it worth the money? Is it worth going to finding? I think probably.
Yeah. And hopefully though this will be more available
Yeah.
in your local like big boxes, mom and pops. And I hope they eventually do make it an everyday shelfer in the whiskey roll lineup.
It makes sense, right?
Yeah,
it's like besides it being a 10-year-old whiskey, which Old Forester typically doesn't do, there's nothing like crazy about it. Put it out there.
Yeah.
Let people buy it.
Yeah, I mean, because especially like you were saying earlier with Eagle Rare, and then obviously Russell's 10-year.
10, yeah.
There's a lot of good just 10-year bourbons that are under $100 that if you don't put it out there, people are just gonna scoop them up every day, and it might be just a forgotten thing where it's just like, well, it comes out once a year. Who cares? But
This one was good, though.
this one was good. It was good though. I'm not gonna lie. So, all right. That is our review for Old Forester's 1924, the 2025 release. Also, if you like the merch I'm wearing here, click below. We have a bunch of our Bourbon Bums merch for sale. And also, throughout the end of January, stop into our sponsor, Greene Valley Wine Spirits in Bolingbrook, Illinois. Mention the Bums, and you get 10% off of all of our store picks. We got Maker's Mark, we got NULU Toasted Wheated, and we got a Knob Creek Rye and a 9-year bourbon. So stop in there, get 10% off through the end of January. And thank you guys. We'll be back very soon. Until then, cheers.
Salute.